Hi guys, this is Fernando Irre doing a short YouTube video for GrabTheApple.com. What I have here is Smith & Wesson 629 44 Magnum revolver. It's stainless steel, has a 6-inch barrel. It's a very big revolver, as you can see. It's also for us guns enthusiasts, it's a classic and it's a beautiful firearm. It's also effective at what's intended to do. This is mostly a hunting firearm or for defense against large animals, large dangerous game. If you live in bear country, for example, this is a good option. Maybe a slightly shorter barrel, a 4-inch barrel would be even better. But it's also used for target shooting and metal silhouette shooting. And yes, it's a classic. It's a great firearm to own and shoot, and lots of fun as well. Those are good enough reasons to own it. Yet this is what I have it here right now is because I'm going to be talking a little bit about first choice for defensive firearm shooting, and this would not be it. Okay, this is just too big. It's the round it fires, the 44 Magnum. This guy here, pretty big. It's too powerful for the intentions of self-defense, even though all small arm, especially all handgun rounds, are underpowered when it comes to stopping an infuriated or even intoxicated enemy or aggressive person that means to harm you. And this would be too much in terms that it may just go through a person without actually providing all the stopping power it could. Even better than this, and it's even smaller. For example, a 357 Magnum, it's smaller and it has a better stopping power rate. When you check incidents where people end up getting shot, you see that 357 Magnum in the 124 grain projectile flying at about 1,400 feet per second, which is considered one of the best stopping power rounds. It has a better stopping power history than the 44 Magnum. So you have something that is too big, and even though extremely powerful for a handgun, it's not your best choice. Okay, so I just want to show you this and show it as an example of more is not always better. So we're not gonna leave that here. And one thing we have to get over right away when talking about firearms is that I'd say 90% of all firearms are made with the intention of actually killing another human being. Okay, that sounds rather terrible, and it is, but we don't have to fool ourselves with excuses of, no, this I have it because I'm a hunter or whatever. Even, for example, hunting firearms such as the famous deer gun people use, that it's, you know, a bolt action system. Those were most of those are based on the Mauser system, and it was made for war. So most firearms, at least at birth, are intended for self-defense and for defending yourself specifically against other people. Alright, so there's nothing wrong with it. We're talking about, we're good people, we're good folks. We don't want to shoot anyone, we don't want to hurt anyone. It's a big mess, it's a moral dilemma. It's a lot of money if you end up shooting someone as well. So those are all situations we want to avoid. But consider this as a fire extinguisher. You have a fire extinguisher in your home, but you're not wishing for a fire to erupt in your house, so you just can't go using your fire extinguisher. Same thing with a firearm. You have it in the gravest extreme of situations when you have to kill another human being. If it comes down to that, if it's some stranger or some mean evil person or your family or yourself, well, you'll make a decision there. Some of us prefer to preserve our lives and the lives of our loved ones instead of preserving the life of a person that is evil and just gonna be continuing doing harm to others. So that's the moral dilemma you should solve before even considering buying a firearm. There can be no doubt in that moment. You cannot doubt for a second about shooting someone if you have to. You have to be ready for it before. you often hear, oh, you never know how you're gonna react in those situations. Oh, you never shot anyone, you never killed anyone. You're gonna be scared. You're gonna drop your firearm. You're gonna go running crazy. No, that's not the way it is. You have to be absolutely certain that you're gonna shoot someone if you have to. There's no wounding someone, shooting him in the leg. If you're gonna shoot someone, you aim for center of mass. Maybe you do a 2+1, shooting twice in the chest and one in the head if the person is intoxicated and is not going down. But you never shoot to wound. You shoot to kill someone, and you shoot to kill someone in self-defense. Okay? You don't wound people in self-defense. All right? So now that we got over that, this is not my first choice, but I often bring it up because it's what I would recommend to someone that is not used to handling firearms. This is a Smith & Wesson Model 12 airweight because it has an aluminum frame. Okay, it fires a 38 special round, which is not the most powerful round for defensive firearms, but it works. It has been around for a long time. It's one of the oldest rounds, actually. Yeah, and it was made, if I remember correctly, in 1899. So it's pretty old. Back when it first started as a